Hey guys, back with another video. It's I think what's 11:19 p.m. for me, so it's pretty late, but got back from work like an hour ago and watched some TV and with my family. So it's chess time now. So just like always, we'll be diving into a 10-minute game where I'm going to be trying to talk my reasoning out. So I'm not moving without a plan. I know what plan I have, and if anybody's watching this, they could maybe learn from me if they want to. I'm about like 1870 rated, I think, 1880 rated, somewhere around there. But yeah, let's dive right in. I think this is episode 4, and we finally get black pieces. Okay, e4, and I've been playing the French against e4, so we'll dive into the French. Standard play right now, and he's going to go for the advanced variation. You play c5 because, I mean, if he takes, then this is really weak. And c3, obviously, because if you take here, his queen takes, then this is much weaker. This pawn, e5 pawn. I'm gonna play knight e7 with the idea of coming over to here, and you guys are gonna be like, what? Why didn't I just go knight c6 immediately if I want to go knight c6? Two things. One, they're out of theory because I'm down in tempo and this position is slightly weirder. And two, I can play this move. The entire point of this move is, well, I recognize that my light square bishop is my bad bishop because of this pawn chain. This bishop is not going to be useful any other way. His bishop is actually able to go through his dark squared pawn chain, so it's his better bishop. And what we're doing is actually making a pin right here. Well, not green, red. So he can't avoid the trade now. So force a trade. Yeah, our knights are slightly awkward, but in a closed position, development doesn't actually matter too much because what is he going to do? Attack me? Well, all these pawns are kind of locking up the position still, so no, he can't really attack me. And yeah, even if he plays something like this, okay, so he's gonna play um, bishop g5. Okay, that's all fine. I'm thinking of playing this, but I don't know if I actually want to trade here. It just seems like it would be a very slow drawish game. But if I do this, the problem is that, well, I can't castle. Even if I go queen d7, I can't really castle because where the fuck am I gonna, or where am I gonna castle? Sorry about that. The bishop's covering d8, so I can't really castle. Maybe there's some idea of going here, but he's gonna take. I'm gonna take. Bishop is pushed back here, and maybe I just play bishop here. This is slightly weak though. He's gonna bring like a rook here, and maybe I just have to play something like this. If he tries to bring his queen, he's attacking both my knight and this pawn, so maybe then I'm forced to play this. And I don't know if this is actually a very good looking position for me. Yeah, I don't know if it's very nice because it feels like my king is just gonna be tied down in the center. It's still in the center. He could come with some checks later as well. So I guess this is probably the best move. At least I'm able to castle. If he takes, he takes, and I'm gonna take back with the queen, I think. Yeah, let's take back with the queen. Interesting move. He could be trying to go here into this square. So he could be trying to go there. If he does go here, do we have a way to like stop it from coming to this square? Or rather, is there actually a threat to him coming here? I don't know how I would actually remove him. Maybe this. That sounds very complicated. So like if I castle right here, he plays this. What do I do? Do I really want to bring both my knights up to the H file? That seems very weak. Both my knights being on the H file. Yeah. That sounds like bad. I don't know if I want to be so passive. So maybe bringing this knight to c7 is best. It's not doing much on a6. oftentimes you see like the queen try to come here. It's a fork, and the move is just to come back to b8 because this knight is not doing anything on h6 anyway. So I think c7 should be fine enough. So let's go ahead and play c7. Obviously, this knight isn't doing too much, but maybe it will find its way around. We're pinned. I don't know if we want to go king up. That sounds like a mess. So let's block with the queen, and now we're even threatening to like take here, take this pawn, because discovery. If he doesn't take our queen, then we take his, and if he takes ours, then we just take back with our knight, and we're just up a pawn. So it's very possible that happens, but this obviously, if he's good, he won't do that. But yeah, we are threatening it. And I think he blunders it. I think, yeah, can we take here? Oh, I think we can. I just want to make sure. Or does this queen go? Does this queen just have to go all the way back? If he goes here, I think we can just bring it back. And then we're all good. Queen can't come like here. I was thinking like, oh, maybe he could try to like win back this pawn, but no, I don't think he can. So let's go ahead and take this. And obviously, if his queen takes, we have to take back with our knight. If we take back with our king, then he just takes our knight, and then we're just down a piece for one of his pawns. Obviously, not the best idea. So if he takes our queen, we take back with the knight, and we're just up a pawn, which would be pretty awesome. If not, that's fine. We can I guess he's gonna save the queen, which is completely fine for us. I'm actually thinking, what if we take here? Perhaps this is better because we're also making a weak square. If I take, he's gonna take back, or else he's just down another pawn. It's nice under attack. If we go somewhere here, he has the ability to like double up rook here, and then he has a battery hitting this knight and this other knight, and I don't know if we can save it. So takes. We'd have to go to this side, and then we can castle. Maybe hopefully bring like a rook or something, and I think we should be safe. So I think that looks good. Yeah, it should be safe enough. This knight might just eventually just come over here. And then rooks. This is an open file, so obviously there might be some danger. Castling is probably the best idea. Just castle immediately and then there won't be any danger. Our knight does an amazing job over here being safe. So it's pretty cool. Which rook do we want to bring over? Which rook do we want to bring over? I think... I don't know. Gotta think about this. Does it even matter? I don't know. His knight is pretty weak, actually. Right now, it can't move anywhere at all. Interesting. I could bring the knight here. And bring it here. But I actually don't know if that does anything. So maybe I just shouldn't do that at all. I could bring this rook. Are we threatening this idea? Yeah, let's try to bring this rook. I think we might have like more queenside play than anything. I don't know. I don't think that this rook is going to do anything over here. It's just going to be stuck. Let's go ahead and trade. I think we want to trade. This is good. If we go here, we're taking away this square from him. So he's forced to trade. And I was thinking just bring my knight back over here. So we are going to trade everything down. And the endgame should be waiting for us. Because I am up a pawn. It would be very nice if we could trade down the knights as well. And I think right now we are forcing the rook trades, which is awesome. Yeah, let's take here, and if he takes here, yeah, this is great. So I think this is good. We can bring this knight here. He wants to go here, maybe. If he goes here, I think we would just play this. Good enough. I think we play here, and now this knight is could come here, but I don't think it actually does anything there, so that's fine. Let's start bringing our king over. Now he has no forward mobility. Now when we play this, we actually will be pushing him backwards. He's taking away some squares from us too. That's fine. Let's play here, and then we can bring our. We want to make our pieces active, so we shall do that. It could end up a little difficult to trade everything off, but it is what it is, right? And I think my idea is here. I want to try to trade everything off. He doesn't want to trade everything off, very obviously. Let's take away his piece squares. Oh, and he blunders a pawn. But very nice for us. The entire idea, like all these pawn moves, is just I kind of want to like keep him trapped or something. Just the regular. I want to try to like make his knights as weak as possible. So you can see how I'm controlling this square. I'm controlling this square. I'm controlling this square. I'm controlling this square, all these squares. So his pieces feel weakish. Like I don't know like where his piece is gonna go. I'm threatening to take this pawn now, so he's got to do something about it. I don't know what he's. Okay, he's gonna play there. That's fair. Could I try to burst open, break it all up, defend? Getting low on time, but I've made it so that I have passed pawns, so I think this should be easy enough to win now. Okay, yeah, he sacks it. Very easy to win now. And we were accurate enough, I guess. Checkmate. Okay, 1895. We're one game away from 1900. That's really awesome, actually. Fun game. The computer right now says 0 mistakes, 0 blunders, and 0 missed wins. So that sounds really awesome. Was there any point where we were actually kind of scared? I don't think so. Knights are really tricky though because how does the knight move? I don't know. It could go like backwards and stuff. They could be pretty confusing. So the end game was kind of tough-ish. So maybe we could look at that a little bit, see if like there was some like inaccuracy that we played. Maybe there was something that was just more efficient or just faster to actually make a win. We were also kind of low on time, so we didn't really think it through. So yeah, let's go ahead and head over to the analysis because even though it was a victory, we can still learn something from it, right? But we always want to analyze our games, especially if we want, because we want to see that. We want to see us be awesome. Okay, so I think I have the analysis open now. And yeah, as I said earlier, it was a French defense exchange, yeah, sorry, advanced variation because he actually advances this pawn. And the way I play is decent. The engine doesn't actually like this move. Best move is like, yeah, play theory, play theory. This is the normal main line. You'll play queen b6, but I'm pretty sure just like transposes into the same thing. So knight d7 or knight e7 is what I played. It's there, but it's fine. Very similar ideas, and I mean this is all like stuff that is very practical. Okay. Here, yeah, if he plays like queen a4, I can just go back with my knight, and I can put my queen here and kind of try to do the same trick. But he played here, and the engine just says queen d7, which I didn't really understand too much. Okay, now it's saying bishop e7, so I guess we chose correctly. Queen d7, I feel like we aren't doing much because how are we going to develop this bishop? If we're going to develop it here, I mean, it's the same thing. We're just wasting a tempo. And just trying to develop it this way, I feel like there might be a lot of weaknesses in your dark squares over here, so that could always be a little scary. So that's why I chose bishop e7. Yeah, but it does feel kind of drawish because like all of a sudden we only have knights, and yeah, it's kind of okay. But it says castle is the best move. Knight c7 is what I did, and I think that's pretty big because if we castle, maybe we would end up letting him in, and I don't know if we want to let him in because that could always be annoying. Knight outpost. How are we gonna get rid of him? It's gonna be kind of complicated. Like we're gonna have to go like what was it here? That was the idea. I don't know if I want to do that. So I play knight c7 immediately, and that's probably fine enough. Queen a4, attacking the knight, and really there's no way to break the pin or like save the piece other than like playing queen d7. If you're gonna play king d7, you're giving up castling rights. Don't want to do that, right? Queen d7 is best, obviously. And again, yeah, it's a very drawish game, and it's kind of sad because, well, I guess that's just how the game is. He traded pieces. All right, we traded our bad bishop for his good bishop, and then he kind of forced us to trade our good bishop for his bad bishop as well. So it became kind of equal. He plays this, which is just a mistake, dropping a pawn. So I take that, and when he moves back, it says knight g6, which is what we end up playing later. But I don't know why there's such a big difference. It does seem like c takes d4 does come up later. You can see that right here. It does come up in the engine line later, so I don't know what exactly it's talking about or what it's like trying to mention, I guess. But I mean, we're gonna be up a pawn regardless, so I think this is fine. especially if we take, I feel like it weakens this position a little bit. The isolated pawn, and we're going to target this later. I think we do end up targeting it. We also target his other pawns. Well, that's just how knights are. They'll be hitting the center at one time, but they'll also be hitting like the side of the board at the same time. Pretty crazy. Knight g6, pretty good. Yeah, I was thinking that he was going to play like rook f to c1 or something, but I think that's just when you play your own rook c8. He played this maybe? No, that just drops a knight. Don't do that. Don't drop a knight. But rook c8 and then you just castle. So yeah, this is literally exactly what the engine says. So we saw that. I castled immediately because he didn't threaten it, and he does this. So obviously, I'm gonna bring my own rooks because I'm up a pawn. I know that if I could trade everything down, like all these pieces, I'm just gonna win because it's just a king and pawn endgame. Once the rooks and queens are also off, then it makes the game much easier or much more winnable at least. So when he does something like this, I'm ready to trade. I want to trade because I'm up a pawn. I know that I can do it. It says knight f4. Where is f4? Wait. Oh, knight f4. Check. I don't know. What's knight f4 looking at? Knight e7 is not what I played either. I played knight e8, which is also up there. I want to look at this knight f4 move. I don't know what it's thinking about. G3, maybe. Oops, sorry about that. G3 and then what? Knight e8. What? And knight check. You go up and then you take. Yeah, I guess. Cool. That's crazy. Your piece escapes through this. I say, yeah, I guess then we're attacking this pawn. So how do you save it? You could go rook e1 or rook e1, and then you do play this, and then he will be losing this pawn. Interesting stuff, I guess. I mean, we have more activity with a knight, but knight e8 is good enough because we're forcing trades. Didn't like rook takes c6 as much here because after he takes, I take, and then we play like knight e7. He could go to like rook c3. That's what I was thinking he could play, but actually these knights, this knight and pawn are also blocking him, so I guess he just can't do much anyways. I guess the rook c2 and you could play like here. Maybe I'd play knight d6. Or maybe I'd just bring the rook here. Because I mean I know again, I know that if I trade then I should be able to win. So oh, and this actually does force a trade because he can't leave or else he gets like checkmated and we actually force a trade. It says g4. G4. Interesting because you just take and then I guess you start bringing your piece here. I don't know. This also is a pretty interesting square for my knight. I don't know why g4, but the engine obviously sees something that I don't. But here, right, we just traded everything off. And I think it's all well and good. I played knight e7, engine moves. Okay. Okay, f6 was there. I started bringing my king because I was like, yeah, this square still exists. So if I play f6, I mean, he could go here. But actually, does he even want to go there? He doesn't, because then I play this. And then where is he going? Because I just come here and trap him. Interesting. Yeah, so if he goes here, you play knight c6, and all of a sudden, all his squares are blocked. Because you cover this. Whoops. Red. Yeah, blue. You cover that. Obviously, your king is attacking this. Your... What else could he go to? Yeah. This is covered. This is covered. This is covered. So he can't actually go anywhere. Maybe green is not the best idea. Maybe alt? No, that's blue. Control? No. Control shift? No. I can't remember how to get yellow. Oh, yellow is just the base one, obviously. So he actually can't go anywhere, and he's just trapped because then you just bring your king and just take him. That's really interesting. So didn't even see that. I thought that he just kind of gets away, and I didn't want him like in my territory, obviously. So I start bringing my king first, and then I cover that, and then I play f6, which is probably fine enough. I start trying to like improve my pieces because I mean, if they're gonna sit in the back, what are they doing, right? Was I low on time here? Maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. King D7. I don't know where that king is gonna go right now. So I played this because I was trying to trade something off. But he didn't want to. King F7 forced. And then once I played G5, this his knights can't go anywhere. I covered this square. I covered yeah, I covered this square, 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 I covered this square. I'm covering this square right now. I'm covering this square, this square. Everything is covered. And obviously these pawns are all protected. So I mean, yeah, my position is really rock solid. I don't have any weaknesses at all. So I liked it a lot. Obviously this just blunders a pawn, so very nice. Knight takes a4. Oh yeah, I still got that. Very cool. And again, I mean, it's still the same exact thing. Still very solid because my knight is still protecting this. Now this is kind of weaker, but I could just play king up, and he can't actually kick me out because there's no way for him to like infiltrate. He can't get to the square because of these two. Yeah, like where is he gonna go, right? Check, bringing the knight up, and I see that yeah, this is really weak because it's kind of a backwards pawn. I think that's what's called. So he's forced to put a knight there. Well, once he's forced to put a knight there, then I can kind of just like blow open everything because I have two knights. He only has one because this knight is kind of stuck doing uh what's it called, guards, watch guard duty. So I have pieces. He doesn't. Knight f3 check, and then I'm just gonna take everything. Yeah, over here it's really easy, obvious. But yeah, I think that was a pretty good game. It was very smooth. We weren't really in danger at all. I don't think we were losing ever. Maybe. I mean, the only time we would be losing is because White has like a slight advantage at the beginning. What? Oh, it says I have a brilliant move. Look at that. Oh yeah. Okay. Very obvious. It says that I actually blundered something here. This is a blunder because he takes, I take, and all of a sudden I have an isolated pawn. So maybe that's what it sees. Yeah, knight f4. Wow. Okay. I completely missed that. Completely missed that actually. What? Yes, usually I don't use this game review thing because I don't have the premium subscription, so I only have one a day. But I guess without that, I wouldn't have noticed that it was such a big mistake. Because I was like, wait, I want to see my accuracy because it seemed like I was doing so good. And earlier, when the like in the homepage, like right after the game, it said that I had no blunders. So I don't know, but that was actually a blunder because he does kind of like equalize a little bit. I still have some ideas, but bad move. But after that, it's pretty easy because he just doesn't. His pieces are just worse, and I have an extra pawn. It's really easy at that point. But hey, we got a brilliant move. That's always awesome to see. Brilliant move. I got two great moves as well. What was this? Okay, great move, defending the knight. Okay, and how do I see the other great move? King f7, defending the pawn. Really? Yeah, usually the brilliant and great moves don't really actually mean anything. Anyways, end games maybe. Make sure you're not just making yourself weak because that was actually a big mistake. And if you done that, then it probably would have been a draw. That would have been kind of sad. Draws are kind of sad, especially if you're already winning. I don't know who said it, but somebody did say it. It's like the hardest game to win is one game or something like that. Basically saying like converting the advantage, like proving your win is actually the hardest thing about winning, which is funny because it's a little easier to get like into a winning position, but knowing how to actually use that winning position to get a win is what makes it hard. Anyways, I think that's episode 4, and it was we finally played a black game, and we got to play against e4. We played against the French defense advanced variation, so that's pretty fun. And I've got decent prep on it, so I felt pretty comfortable, and I've been playing it for a long time, so yeah. Anyways, I think that's it for today. It's a pretty good game. Again, just the end game. Could have been better, but that's all fine. So I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye bye.